I've been doing this work, economic empowerment work, actually for 15 years. So before like social impact was a thing, uh, I basically, unbeknownst to me, was basically performing an intervention in the development space, right? Before I got my doctorate, I didn't really know what that was, but essentially, as a developer working on projects, what I would see all the time is general contractors and contractors and subcontractors saying they couldn't find people available in the community to work on the projects. And most public projects, that's a requirement, right? That you hire people from the community and you contract with MBE and WBE firms. And
Yes.
specifically, the contractors I worked with always said for both in both cases that they couldn't find qualified contractors that were MBEs or WBEs, and they couldn't find qualified people in the communities they were working in, doing the building the projects in to find these people to work on the project. And being a developer and doing community engagement work on all of my projects, I knew that just wasn't true. Like I meet these folks all the time, right? When I'm talking to the neighbors about the design, talking about what the project's going to look like, I meet folks in the community all the time. And many of them, yes, are unemployed or underemployed, but they're completely qualified, right? If they had the opportunity, they would execute it well. And so I created this platform on a client's project to say essentially, if I screen people in advance, I could actually find the people because folks in the community, there are folks in our community that do need support, right? That need help to get ready to work, but there are plenty of them that could work right now, day one, and do a job. So we created this platform, Project Community Capital, 15 years ago. We executed it on the Nanny Helen project in DC. We executed it on Beacon Center. And for example, on the Beacon Center, we were supposed to hire 31 people, new employees from the community. We wound up hiring 43 people, and we only lost one, right, during the whole life of the project. So that was a 98% retention rate, which I don't think you can ask anybody if they achieve that during construction on a project in a city, right? In an urban setting.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. But we
Yeah.
have a platform, we have technology, and we work very hard to make sure that the people in the communities where we're building, that they also benefit. We're not going to have people, because what happens is they just hire the first person, they work 1 to 2 days or 1 to 2 weeks, right? And it's because those folks really aren't ready. And then it makes it
Mm.
challenging going forward because your contractor says, well, the last job I had, I hired, 3 people and they didn't show up on day 3. That's because they were hired. They don't use the same, they don't have the same patience. They don't have the
Mm.
same systems. And honestly, people in the community will disclose things to us that they won't disclose to an employer. And so we redesigned our platform while I was in my doctoral program to include, so the people who are not ready to work, now we have what's called a collective impact model. And we have
Mm.
a whole bunch of partners that work with us so that the people who are not ready to work get the help they need. We have workforce development partners. We have mental health partners. That's probably one of our biggest social impacts in the community is that
Yes.
we created a mental health suite in one of our developments. We got folks mental health care, and now we can actually get them jobs. In fact, we did have a person who was very, very depressed, right? We got him the counseling and we got him a job, right? So that's huge impact. We had another person that we got a job. She had 4 jobs, making $64,000 a year, working 80 hours a week. We got her one job, making $67,000 a year. In 5 months, she got a $5,000 raise. Then we just helped her pay off her credit card debt so she can afford a home. So PCC, Project Community Capital, PCC does everything essentially from zero to home ownership. And the whole point is that there are so many ways you can help somebody from your community. And essentially the bottom line in terms of what we do is that we leverage our social capital to help those who don't have the same kind of social capital, right? We have access to all kinds of economic opportunity through high level, high value social capital people, right? The vice presidents of banks, the presidents of universities, right? If all of those people are my friends, why can't I call on those people who are the decision makers about jobs and get them to hire people that I know can do the work. So again, we've won 11 awards in the last year for doing exactly this kind of impact work.